The narrow confines of our televised reality have broken down. Those images that you look at on your media screen are not real. The frontier of materialism has fallen. And the reality is part X-Files, part eternally awesome, and religious in the true sense of the word. The day that every human claims their birthright, that they are eternal souls, slipping in and out of these mortal shells, these genetic vehicles, and are incarnations for a brief time in these flesh suits. That is the day that fear will no longer slow you down. That day will be the day that the reptiles lose their power forever on this world. As much as the New World Order, the deep state cabal, wanted to have us all brainwashed into subservience, what has to have gotten them rattled is the undeniable proofs that the forces of light have been providing the people at the base of the pyramid support, providing the general population support for quite some time, and helped us realize this victory as more and more proof of eternity and real empowerment break the chains of slavery. The reptilian thugs start to head for their ships. It looks very much like our older brothers and sisters, our galactic brothers and sisters, have returned. And people we have probably known many times in lives before. However, if you are Darth Reptile, how can you outrun a being that can cross intergalactic space in 7 seconds? I refuse to be labeled Christian with a small c, for that way is the way of delusion and corruption. As things are eternal, so am I. And that these other eternal beings of greater power have arrived with forces of great magnitude to help us all out. And their commander can be called Christ. I, for one, am not to try to belittle something eternal and noble and one in charge of so many ships. So because I know that we can respectably ask, that we can pray to these noble telepaths, to our older galactic brothers and sisters of the Galactic Federation of Light, as opposed to the dark little crapheads working with the military, I suddenly find that there is some religious sort of feeling and implications to my beliefs. And didn't the New World Order say that we as a planet were not ready for contact because as little primitives we would worship and be beguiled by the aliens? No, not when you realize that you are gods. And gods cannot die. Gods do not require a deity to worship. Gods are the creators of all things. As long as you believe that you are inside this prison of harmonic universe number 1 of dimension 3, you will continue to be inside that prison. When you finally reach the point where you flatly refuse to be subjugated, when you finally realize that the knees of a god do not bend, then and only then will you be able to leave this prison and rise and ascend unto harmonic universe number 2.